Or Twitch, yeah. I'm gonna log into my Twitch.
Derek Young is now live streaming Garden of Banban 3, Banban 3 speedrun attempts.
Hey! Now the community who's watching would be able to know. Good morning everyone, all the Banbanners and all the Banbanners. Welcome to this stream. Would you consider it that? Just doing speedrun attempts. Because yes. Remember, all from the PS4, and yes, you may be viewing at 30 FPS, but that's just so I can clip it whenever I need to. Literally nobody else does this. Literally nobody speedruns the console version. I'm the first. And only, in fact. I don't know why. But nobody else does it. Which is strange. Considering what I'm doing, considering what I am going to do. Remember, I'm already implementing a skip literally nobody else implements.
I have locked myself inside of a surveillance room.
Yep.
That way I can help without being a danger to
I customized my drone remote and my drone just so yes. Yeah.
Your children, I don't know exactly where they're being kept. I know someone who does. The head of the aquatic sector. That's where he resides.
If you're wondering where text messages appear, like, you know, where you chat, it would not appear here as in text, but would be read out by the TTS feature of the PS4. You have to set your console's text language to English US for that to work. I don't know why English UK and English Australia wouldn't work. Even though English Australia is pretty much just the same as English UK, I genuinely don't know what the difference between them is. Like, what is the difference between them really? Wait, did I pick up those? Oh, I did. That's good to know. So now I can just drop them in. Remember. Come on. Come on. We got them all in, and therefore the game will treat us as done. See? There is... And for anyone who wants to know a precise count for how many oddities there are exactly 8 quote-unquote oddities in this entire room. Yes, 8. And also notice something. Something with the console version. Remember, I'm streaming from a PS4, not PS5. PS4. Also, no, I do not need an eBay result. And yes, I'm using a red PS4 controller with headphones connected through that. Yeah, headphones. Anyways, time to do the best routing that Caffeine has done. Where if you don't put yourself past this trigger that, remember, you cannot say, then then you won't save. Now we saved. I'm going to reload just because, yes. Who would have known? And now when we load in, we're pretty much at the point you'd normally be before you picked up the key card. But we picked it up, so that's a free time save. You may be wondering, that doesn't make any sense. How would picking up a key card before your game saves save any time? But no, you're not seeing it yet. This is actually the basis for a major skip that the speedrunning community has progressively found, me included, and where we skip multiple parts of the game. Mainly, we skip pretty much nearly the entire aquatic sector, and the entirety of the medical sector. Like, we literally never head to the medical sector during the run anymore. And as far as I'm aware, I'm potentially the only person implementing this in runs. Because why would anyone else? It's a hard skip. But I don't think it actually is hard, considering that I've done it before. I know how easy this skip should be. Especially since all you're supposed to do is push this chair past here, push the chair across into here, and if possible, get this chair on the elevator without the drone. Otherwise, use the drone in order to do this, and where the drone will knock the chair up on it, and then you move the drone to a position where the chair will then go on the drone, and then you fly. Yes, you fly. I told you the speedrun is interesting. I told you. We fly. And this is potentially the fastest way to beat the game. Period. Unless we find a way to actually enter the progressive sector early. Remember, all of this is to get the green keycard early. The green keycard being a keycard you need to have in order to enter the progressive sector, which you can only obtain if you beat the Jumbo Josh training minigame thingy that's there. That's in the ground sector. But you can only get into the ground sector after doing the second dream sequence, whose trigger is located around there in the aquatic sector. Oh yeah, the devs are lazy, fun fact, kinda. Like, what is even going on? Now I do this, I stand on the chair, I then just fly, and look at the bottom of the chair and see, and if it falls off, we jump off of it, hoping to land. Otherwise, we do another fly towards a platform that extends out of bounds, so that we can then do a precise setup to hit the trigger. Because yes, we've discovered all of this. We just need to do the setup, and hope we see a bit of Stinger Flynn whenever you hit it. Because if you do, that means you know that you've hit the trigger and will in fact be warped into the second dream sequence pretty short after. Remember, this skip is only theoretically being able to be pieced together with this variant in mind, but yeah, I'm doing it in runs already. Come on, why wouldn't I? It's peak content. We saved the orange keycards permanently, so now we have the orange keycards so that we can do the skip. Yes, orange keycards to then skip. This is all over the fact that you need the orange keycard in order to beat the Jumbo Josh training section. And because the Euphoric Brothers just slightly extended a trigger, yeah, and because the Euphoric Brothers didn't slightly extend a trigger to make it so that you can't get the save point to be there. Remember, the save point is tied to that. Remember, some may think that it's just for that. And keep in mind, I don't know if the trigger stays there the entire time during runtime, like the entire game. I don't know if it would stay there the entire time, or if it does actually get moved when it's called for. Like for when you're supposed to enter it normally. But what we do know is that we know how to hit it earlier than you're supposed to hit it. Because why would you be able to hit a trigger like this early? Well, it's because the Euphoric Brothers are a bit lazy. They didn't account for this. And remember, I'm playing on the console version. A version of the game ported by an entirely different team. Because yes, console version being ported by Feardemic, a well-known publisher. I'm pretty sure they did the work for the console version entirely. Purely, like the actual console port was done by them. Which means that Feardemic knows how to use UE5, the version of Unreal Engine that the Garner Banban games run in. Yes, there is never a single version of Garten and of Banban anywhere, no matter where you go, that runs in a version of Unreal Engine that isn't UE5. I know, I don't count source builds because why would I? I know how this shit's supposed to work. Look, the drone flies. Oh no, it hit a trigger. Well, by that, the drone ran into an object, so it does that, right? Actually, the drone moves normally, and one of the drone's triggers hit it, which means the drone triggers a "oh, I hit something" animation from it. Careful! No! Is this the face you expect? Oh, and yes, there's always this grainy filter on webcams, no matter which kind. And yes, it's from the PlayStation camera, something that I'm pretty sure is meant to be included with the PS4, since that little weird port, yeah, that's what the camera plugs into. It has that port. It's not a port you use to plug in some USB stick to give you a bunch of pirated PS4 games. Especially when the console is not meant to be able to be homebrewed at all. But then again, it runs x86, and those who know x86 know how to do shit. With it. Considering that, as far as I'm aware, x86 is still the most powerful CPU architecture to date. Most powerful. And remember, when I'm referring to x86, I usually am referring to the extended x86 format defined by more or less a collective that allowed it to exist in 64-bit spaces. Because you have to remember that originally it was a 32. Because you have to remember that originally it was 32-bit. Oh, not just that, originally it was 16-bit. Not every bit was used. Some Windows may not even be able to run any 16-bit apps. Why would a program that only uses 1/4 of the total bit calculations not be able to run on a system that let alone has 64 bits? But then again, there's the claim that the console generation of the 6th gen has 128 bits. Do you really think that game consoles back at that point have CPU types that literally didn't exist? The Nintendo 64 was literally the first game console to use a 64-bit processor. Yes, 64-bit. Meaning that code can use instruction sets up to 64-bit. Games are able to use more than 4 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, did I mention there's a RAM limit? RAM limit for amount of bits you can process? Yes, there is. For 32-bit, it's 4 gigs. For 64-bit, it's 16 exabytes, which is way larger than you'd ever think it would be. Like, no computer would probably have 64 to 16 exabytes. We don't even know how big I don't know how big an exabyte is compared to a yottabyte. A terabyte or petabyte. I do know that a petabyte is bigger than a terabyte, and that a terabyte is bigger than a gigabyte. Gigabyte is bigger than megabyte, and then megabyte is bigger than gigabyte. I mean, kilobyte. And then kilobyte is essential. And then kilobyte is 1,024 bytes. Remember, that's how we set it up. They're not bits, they're bytes. But apparently some definitions state that they're supposed to be the opposite. Which is like, what? 1 megabyte is 1 megabyte. Steam follows this standard, fun fact, because if you were to install a game that is the chair fell. Because if you were to go and install a game that is nearly 1,024 bytes big, say it's 1,015 megabytes, you will notice that would say 1,015 megabytes instead of 1 gig. Because 1 gig isn't 1,000 megabytes, it's 1,024. Why is it like this? Do you know? And I'm someone that literally knows how to do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm more or less just a nerd. And I just like talking. But again, I chat locked. I keep chat locking. Remember, you can't put Q physics up to physics. Oh yeah, NVIDIA made PhysX open source. Also, yes, as far as I'm aware, PhysX is the physics engine that Unreal Engine uses. Like, the entire game engine. Period. I don't know about UE3, but I know that UE4 and on uses PhysX. And how of all things am I having difficulty getting a chair out of a stuck corner? Remember, the drone can collide with objects. But not the player. The drone, we go through the drone. The drone goes through us. And do you know what all this chair shenanigan is for? It's so that we can stand on the chair on the drone. And when we do that, it lets us literally fly. Because literally nobody does that. Literally no one. I am not kidding. Literally nobody thought of that. Or did they? Because this idea was actually visited before in Garden of Banban 2 for the elusive misery skip. Which Rifle Skip is more or less a sequel to. Drone is there, so just shoot that. And when I mean shoot, it's just telling you to go there, and boom, now up there. And now we slide the chair to where we need it to slide it to. And now we move the drone to where we need to move it to. Remember, this trick isn't easy. But if you do it in a run, first try, you will save a lot of time, potentially beat world record, because it's faster. We're more or less destroying the route completely. Like the current existing route that just exists. We're more or less replacing it with our own. To allow a large skip to exist. And remember, Banban 4 has a large skip. Banban 2 has misery skip, which no one is doing in runs. And Banban 1 has what I call the appeal fight skip. I don't know what it's called actually by the speedrun community, but I know it skips the entire appeal but fight because as soon as you pick up the orange key card for that, we did not fall off. Therefore, we go here. Yeah, we'll bump up the brightness. The brightness so that I can stand here. I did not jump. I did not jump. You have to remember that after all that you need to jump there. So that you reach the trigger. And once you do, a cutscene starts. But I didn't jump. So the cutscene didn't start. And yes, I found a way to tell if you've hit it or not. Not from that jump. And it's actually by a small detail that you will see when falling. Falling after attempting to hit it, and that if you see Stinger Flynn, you have to remember that Stinger Flynn is Stinger Flynn. If you see him, that is him. And notice that if you see him while attempting to do the skip, and you see him after doing the jump, that means you know that you hit it, and that the second cutscene has started, and where Stinger Flynn will state, "Hi, you'll stay here. Hi, you stayed here a bit too long. You needed to, but like, yeah." Stinger Flynn is kind of a weird character in Banban 3 because is he evil? Is he not? What is going on? Is he meant to be an antagonist? Is he meant to be a protagonist? No one knows. Banban 4 kinda puts Stinger Flynn more on our side after he loses literal size, like he's much smaller in that game. I have to remember that Banban 4 is the first of the Garner Banban series to take place in quote-unquote abandoned floors. We don't know if Banban 0 counts, considering it takes place before Banban 1. Don't know exactly how long, but we know it's from the creation of But we do know that at that point K6C, the player character we play as in Banban 0, and is potentially being teased in Banban 8. Yes, like all the marketing for Banban 8 is based around K6C, who is apparently called Flumbo, but that has not been stated before. Remember, Banban is internally called Flumbo. I am not kidding. Like, if you go into any of the Banban games right now to look for Banban's normal model, the one you find, you will see that he is named Flumbo. It was only named Banban pretty much at the end of development of Guardian of Banban 1. But it doesn't mean they rename in the files of 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. No. And not just that. Come on, we need you to be tipped over. Chair. So that we can push you into an alignment. So that you have a floor to stand on. A physics-based floor that we use in runs. See that? The drone is there. I don't know how long this stream, or in fact this particular attempt, has been going for, because it feels like a while. Yeah. Don't know how long it's been going for. And of course, the chair is a bit stuck. Requires a bit of our help. Did you fall? We have the key card, so that we can go on the chair. Fly. Check if we fall off, and we do. That is that. You know what? I'm probably just going to do another attempt outright. Like, completely a whole nother run. I'll just go to the main menu. Because what else? Banban 3 is a skip that we all managed to find. I hope to get a run with the skip.
glad to see you
And once
made
I
it.
do,
I don't know how you did it.
I'll submit it.
Again, you survived that giant elevator crash, so I
And
guess you should
remember,
be
I
proud.
don't usually reset runs, like I don't prefer to constantly
I
reset it
apologize
over
for
a
being
small
rude and negative.
detail.
In fact, it is for this reason that I believe we should not meet face to face. You see, for whatever reason, I'm prone to violent instincts, and I do not trust myself not giving them again. I have locked myself inside the surveillance.
Oh yeah, did I mention triangle is jump for some reason? Like, look, press the triangle button,
We are
jump.
currently on the
X doesn't do it, no, it's triangle.
before everything.
Why?
There are many floors below us, but we've all remained closed and abandoned for quite some time now. So just make sure not to fall. As for your children, I don't know exactly where they're being kept, but I know someone who does. You can head to the aquatic sector. That's where he resides.
Fine, too bad for you. Press R2 to use your toy. Press cross button to interact with objects. Press L2 to teleport the toy to the nearest room. Just hit me that you need the keycard to operate the cable car. Yes, and it's literally the whole reason we have to do this fetch quest. Did I mention the toy can be customized using the workbenches? There we go. Collected all of them. Go bing bong ba ba bow. Let me collect this note here. If you're wondering why my eyes are slightly tilted, it's because I'm like looking at the face cam. Okay, put them in. Man. Oh yeah, the chair just tilts. Don't mind the tilting chair. After that, we go over to the aquatic sector. This is where you normally go in order to do the following. Pick up the orange key card to go through Stinger Flynn's first section to then wake up in the Toadster mission room to then go through it and then go to the medical sector for a little mission, and then you then go back in order to start playing it, and then the second Stinger Flynn cutscene starts. What we do is skip all that. We just go right to the second. And keep in mind, I theorized this idea for a while, because it's not bad at all. Oh yeah, I need to hit it. Yep. Because otherwise it doesn't save. Yeah, at this point, because we hit the trigger there, and because of all that, the game now saved to disk that we have an orange key card, and that's not a temporary thing. You may be wondering why we have to worry about that, and yeah. Time to push them over and yeah. Now I push the chair over. And then they just hit the drone. We need the chair to get up onto the platform. Why? Simple. It's so that we're able to fly. Done. We push the chair into place. We move the drone there. And then we do the position aligning. The alignment. If the drone hits one of its triggers, it is there, and in an actually pretty good position, since it's close to that, which should allow for a bit of recovery, but otherwise, we push it on. And then we just move the drone. We have the orange key card. We triggered the save. And now we go here, hit here, while looking at the chair. Wait, we just made it there. Am I going to get it first try? Stinger Flynn! Because we saw Stinger Flynn, we better not reincarnate. Because we saw him, we won't reincarnate. We have to wait. We saved that we have the key card. Because of that trigger. Like, we know it does that. So now just wait a bit. Because we saw Stinger Flynn, that means a cutscene is actively running. And at the end of the cutscene, a map transition occurs, and where you're brought into Stinger Desert. Yes, that's what it's called internally. For like some car cutscene. And then you're brought into main _ level _ goop 2 for the Stinger Flynn section for that, where you play as him. And then you're brought into main level for the main part.
Hey, you.
Look. Finally awake.
Can't blame you for taking a nap.
Yup.
Forever. So, Stinger, when are we arriving at this place called Beach?
I believe we
Nice.
Am I on pace for world record? Am I on pace?
I am struggling to locate the being who asked
Oh, ask for your opinion.
Can you at least put some music on since we're gonna be out here for a while?
At least I got Yace's phone that does all the lighting stuff. And this.
That's what I'm talking about. Fila, what do you
Yes,
think about
I have this. And it works pretty well, in fact. It's nothing special with it. And yes, you can turn it on and it does work. Backlights turn on.
Captain,
And
what about
hey, don't do that. Wait, it switched audio sound. Anyway, I should still be able to hear because the PS4 does that, right?
Okay, easy, Captain.
Microphone just switched to microphone from the headset.
Stop vocalizing for this.
God, it disconnected. Yeah, of course it did.
What do you mean focusing?
Microphone switched to microphone for PS camera.
Never trust a jellyfish.
Uh-huh.
Am I right up here?
Now I disconnect the headphones and reconnect. There we go. I'm back. Yeah, the VR headset houses its own cactus. Cactus? Why did he say it's full line? I got the headset. And it's not bad, it's very good in fact. I enjoy using it. Stinger 2. This is Stinger Flynn 2. And we're continuing off of Stinger Flynn 1, where you have to do the cannons minigame. You have to do another minigame of sorts that involves spinning buttons, the buttons that just go move. So it's just some weird extended version. Don't worry, someone already found a skip for it, and it's already implemented and runs. Like literally, if you go to speedrun.com right now and look at the world record, you will know that they do it, that they skip this. Now, we stand here, and then we jump from there. This is the skip. We just jump on a button, and then jump here. That's literally all it is. And yes, it works on console, because why would it not? And we go into the room and boom, we're done. That's it. Remember, the game should have saved that we have the key card.
Finally, you're waking up. I was getting really bored, and that fellow over there isn't much of a talker. Plus, it's scary here. That big green guy keeps checking in on us. I think he believes we're some sort of dogs.
Or do we?
We could use that to our advantage to try and escape. He cannot know that we're alive. Every time we move or change something in the room,
If anyone's in chat,
that it's back to the
say
way it
something.
was before he checks in on us again.
So that
This way, we
you
can
get
inch
stuff.
our way towards escaping, all while he doesn't suspect a thing. In other words, from his point of view, the room must remain unchanged. When he's close, the lights change color, so run back to your chair when the lights change. I don't know where to start though, so you give it a try.
Gotta do my favorite bit for this, which is what I called gray, green, red, yellow. And now we place down 2 of these blocks so that we can parkour across them to get a 3rd block. Now we pick up those blocks and enter this room so that we can place down those blocks here, the ones we just collected, to get this block. And then we pick them up
How help me solve this equation?
and close it. We
You're
then
right.
clear this
Maybe now
board.
isn't the best time for education. Quick, sit down. He's coming.
Here, you have to wait for this section. Remember, we did gray, green, red, yellow for that. And now Jumbo Josh will appear. Say hi to Jumbo Josh. He's just gonna have a little chatter. Oh, he's just gonna appear. Looking through the window. No, there he is. There he is, just being there. That's it. Now we got parkour up here, so that we can then place down these. Now I do what I call the star formation. We don't hit that button again. So it's kind of a star formation. Kinda. Oh, that's not good. That's the second one we have to go through. But we did it. We got the key card. At least looking around doesn't consider us wrong. Alongside Bambalina and Nab. Ew. It's just those flashes. Because we were able to do the Jumbo Josh training section successfully without much question, we're able to just go to this elevator and go forward. We skipped most of the aquatic sector. The ground sector we pretty much cannot skip. We just do most of it more or less back to back. We skipped the entirety of the medical sector, and now we're entering the progressive sector, which contains a boss fight. Egg is 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, they have one. So 1, 2, 5, 3. And then we have 4, 2. Oh, come on, I messed it up. 1, 2, 5, 3. 4, 1, 3, 4. There we go. Done that. Funny how I messed up that code. Hey, memory's been good. So, yeah. It's not that hard to do that kind of calculation. Egg is 1, Tartar is 2, Opila is 4. If you know how to do pretty basic addition, you would know how easy it is to do that, since you only have to worry about up to 5, which is pretty easy to do. We're entering the fight now. This is the Tamataki Kamataki fight. And they put banger music in here because come on, why wouldn't they? Here, I tend to attempt to manipulate this, so that, as far as I'm aware, Tamataki does all the attacks. I don't know which one is which for which of the heads. I'll have to look at that later. again, movement it. I love this strategy so much. It means that you only get the tongue attack. It's mainly helpful towards PC players who primarily hate the thingy, like the ball attack, and where the other creature just ball attack incoming, and we failed. For context, that was the full attack, and where they shoot a ball. It's only the middle where the tongue is used. Otherwise, it's the ball. So that's why we prefer to only have the tongue attack. So that Kamakataki never becomes a friend with us. Oh, it's there. Be prepared for ball attack. Remember, whenever it's time for an attack to go, the game checks if you're in the area of this platform. If you are, tongue attack is done. If you're not, ball attack is done. This is currently, I don't know if it's the third or second, probably the third. Yeah, I am 3 times. We did. So now we go over. We have to wait for that to just spawn in. Now we can pick up 2 party hats. And after picking up those 2 party hats, we can then go over to Mr. Kebab Man. Yeah, this guy. Mr. Kebab Man says, "Be yourself, no matter the cost, unlike me."
Behave, forget band. Behave,
Because this is what he is.
Songs with wonder. Behave, forget band. Hand over your pancreas. Hand over your pancreas. Raise songs with wonder.
He has a button on the back.
Raise songs with wonder. Behave, forget band. Behave, forget band. Raise songs with wonder. Raise songs with wonder. Raise songs with wonder. Behave, forget band.
Oh, that's actually lucky. No way I'm about to do this. Hold on. Oh my god, I got it. I got it. I got it. Oh my god. I got it.
Bird riding is a rule.
I got it. I got it. Oh my god. Is this going to be world record? I don't know. I'm betting that it is for console. But if we compare it to PC, then if we were to compare it to PC, would we get world record if this was on PC? I don't know. But this is on console, so it's automatically a yes, because of course.
And as with most things I was right, did happen.
I'm gonna have to put in like the whole stream length or something for like the run, but I'm gonna have to like do some retiming. But then again, I don't know. Oh, I'd probably do Twitch retimes, but then again, I won't be able to download it officially because it's my Twitch channel that I'm streaming to. So he could control it. He knows. Don't force him to do that. We don't want that. Oh, and yes, we're in this section. And yes, they genuinely say left stick Y axis. Don't you? Oh my god! That's close. Up here a little bit, is it? If it's pink, up here a little bit hits it with little beak. If it's blue, then we hit. Then Tarda Bird and knee hit it. And keep in mind, we don't know who we are in the main entry. We just know that we're a parent and searching for their child. We don't know who we are in more detail. Neither do we know much information on case 6C. Yes, case 6C, which happens to be the main player character you play as in Banban 0. Yes, Banban 0 isn't out on consoles yet, but I hope that when it does come out, that it be free. Like on PC and mobile phones. If it isn't, I hope that at least be the same price as Banban 1 on the PlayStation Store. Because I run on PS4, not 5. Oops, no, I know we needed it. There we go. There we go. Now we're in blues. No, I mean, now we're in the pinks. Now we just run. Now we just hold up to hopefully get it fast. But there's pretty much no more info for that as of now. Oh, and the drone is pretty much useless at this point since the last drone area was back there. Now we're pretty much more or less in an auto-scroller. And unless we can somehow get ourselves clipping through there, into that door. Oh, Little Beak is there! I had no idea! Yeah, did I mention that in Banban 4, Little Beak comes with you. Tartar Bird falls, and Apila Bird trusts us with Little Beak while he go finds and make sure Tartar Bird is okay. Then we go over and hit this key card. Yes, I know it unintentionally means that Little Beak doesn't enter, but it's funny as hell. What? But that is the run. We're going down. That is the end of Banban 3. We have done the game. Moderators who are watching, what would you say over this accomplishment? If it is, or if it is not, what else we would say? Probably gonna like make a highlight to export that highlight to YouTube, then remove the highlight. I probably also need to like make an actual VODs channel so that yeah we can keep my Twitch streams up in here, so that my Twitch streams will stay working as they would. And yes, on the save I did, and yes, on a earlier save it did collect all of these, including case 13, case 6, case 6, case 7, and case 1, and all the other bunch of stuff that y'all are aware of. Anyways, that is all what we know of. Oh, did someone get in? Did someone just join stream? As I got the world record? Question mark? I don't know. Is it just a bot? Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be it. See y'all.